Hello, this is Kali J.N.S. and we are covering part 12 of the Divine Feminine series. And for this part, we're mainly doing more of the scientific breakdown and the historical breakdown of the definition of dark goddess and darkness. Now, I did kind of cover this in part 1. We talked quite a bit about it, but for this video, it's literally just chapter 6 the of my book, The Divine Feminine in the Language of the Gods, which is the Nakhti Queen Mothership Part 3. And we're still covering a lot of the information about the Primordial Mother. And we're talking about Primordial Darkness, like the definition of what this stuff means. So, this is the audio book of chapter 6, okay? And so this is the audiobook of chapter 6. Even though some of the information may have been covered in part 1 of the Divine Feminine, I did think that it was important to add chapter 6 because I don't think I read all of chapter 6 in part 1. I mean, I don't think I did. So we're just going to do the audio, okay? And so we'll be covering the Primordial Darkness in Judaism, Primordial Darkness mentioned in Kemet, Primordial Darkness mentioned in India, Primordial Darkness mentioned in Asia, the battle against the Primordial Chaos and the Divine Feminine, Primordial Darkness in a scientific sense, Chaos Intelligence, remember the Primordial Mother, male understanding of Chaos Intelligence and Chaos Intelligence governance structure. So it's all of chapter 6. Now, again, this is more so supplemental material for part 12 because information about the Chaos Intelligence and the Primordial Mother and the history of the Primordial Mother and all of these various pantheons and religions has already been published by me in part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, I want to say, especially the teachings on the Chaos Intelligence, but this is just the audio book of chapter 6, okay? And so for those that wanted to get more information, because we didn't read it all, and so for those that want to actually dive deeper into that topic that we covered in part 1 and part 3 and part 4, maybe even part 2, but it was definitely stuff about the Chaos Intelligence and the Primordial Mother. I think that I think that it was fair to do a refresher and to put the audio of chapter 6 on there as part 12. And so And so you guys are more than welcome to enjoy that while we prepare for the while we prepare for the archetypes of the Divine Feminine. Okay, and that will be part 13. Okay, talk to you guys later. And here's the audio.
Chapter 6. The True Definition of the Dark Goddess in Darkness. In pursuing a more scholarly exposition, let us delve deeper into the concept of primordial darkness and its role in shaping the universe, along with the symbolism of the cosmic ocean as a ubiquitous motif across various cultures and civilizations. Primordial darkness, often embodied by the notion of melanin, entropy, dark energy and consciousness, chaos intelligence realm, represents an elemental and profound aspect of the universe. Primordial darkness serves as the wellspring from which resonance, frequency, and light emanate, ultimately giving rise to the fundamental forces governing the cosmos. These encompass electromagnetism, gravity, and the strong and weak nuclear forces. This metaphysical darkness, residing at the universe's core, can be regarded as the quintessential wellspring of creation and cosmic intelligence. Within this paradigm, the dark goddess emerges as the personification of the divine feminine principle, akin to the concept of Shakti in certain spiritual traditions. It is imperative to underscore that references to darkness in this context are entirely divorced from moral connotations, human behavior, or the conventional notions of good and evil. Consider the cosmic expanse, a vast celestial tapestry akin to a cosmic ocean that encapsulates the nascent universe. This celestial river, the embodiment of primordial waters, is a recurrent and revered motif transcending numerous cultural and religious narratives. It symbolizes the prelude to the formation of the world, existing before the emergence of the earth itself. From these primordial waters, the earth and the entirety of the cosmos emerged, symbolizing the genesis of existence from the chaotic abyss. The cosmic ocean embodies the essence of chaos itself, serving as a crucible for the universe's genesis. This profound cosmic ocean motif finds resonance in the mythologies of diverse cultures, including Yazidism, Alihak, Alavism, Ancient Egyptian, Ancient Greek, Judaism, Ancient Indian, Ancient Persian, Sumerian, and Zoroastrianism. It stands as a testament to the universality of this primordial concept. Ancient creation narratives frequently depict the primordial waters as having once inundated the entire expanse of the universe, serving as the primal source from which the gods emerged. Therefore, creation entails distinguishing a habitable realm distinct from the encompassing waters. As a conceptual entity, the cosmic ocean embodies boundlessness, a realm devoid of order or structure characterized by its amorphous, formless, and formidable nature. In some myths, it is described as cacophonous, contrasting starkly with the ordered rhythm of the sea, further emphasizing its inherent chaos. This chaos within the tapestry of creation can be personified either by the element of water itself or through the unstructured interplay of these primordial waters. It is a profound and integral aspect of the universe's narrative, showcasing the intricate dance between order and chaos that underpins the very fabric of existence. The universe harbored primordial darkness before stars, solar systems, and planets emerged. In scientific terms, this darkness represents a phase in the cosmos' evolution when it was enveloped in a shroud of unmanifest potentiality. At this juncture, we encounter the concept of chaos intelligence, which encapsulates the intricate interplay of dark energy, melanin, entropy, and consciousness. Dark energy, a mysterious force permeating space, exhibits an innate capacity to fuel the universe's expansion, akin to an unseen hand guiding cosmic growth. On a more microscopic scale, melanin, a pigment fundamental to life on Earth, resonates with the ancient echoes of this primordial darkness, serving as a conduit for capturing and transmuting energy. In the quantum realm, where the rules of classical physics yield to the peculiar laws of quantum mechanics, the seeds of creation lay hidden, waiting to coalesce into the stars, galaxies, and celestial bodies that would eventually illuminate the cosmic tapestry. Thus, within the framework of chaos intelligence, primordial darkness symbolizes the absence of visible light and the genesis of cosmic order from the profound potentiality that resides in the depths of a quantum cosmos. Primordial Mother, primordial darkness, a concept deeply entwined with the archetype of the primordial mother, resonates across numerous world religions and mythologies. These often neglected narratives celebrate the divine feminine principle as the source of creation and the womb from which all life emerges. Whether embodied as Kali Ma in Hinduism, Tiamat in Mesopotamian lore, or Aya in the Yoruba tradition, these goddesses symbolize the creative potentiality and the transformative power inherent in primordial darkness. Sadly, the rich tapestry of these narratives has often been concealed or marginalized throughout history. Yet, within these tales lies a profound and universal truth that the primordial mother, cloaked in darkness, is the eternal wellspring of existence, birthing galaxies, stars, and life itself. Embracing and restoring these narratives allows us to rediscover the sacred wisdom that has long been obscured, offering a deeper understanding of the divine feminine and its central role in the cosmic order of the universe. Primordial darkness in Judaism, in the biblical creation story of Genesis. This concept is vividly depicted. The text portrays a world initially enveloped in darkness, known as Tehim, hovering upon the face of the deep waters. This watery abyss, often called the primordial sea or cosmic ocean, symbolizes a state of potentiality where nothing yet exists in discernible form. It is from this state of formless chaos that creation is initiated. For example, Genesis 1:1 states, "At the beginning of God's creating the heaven and the earth." 1:2 When the earth had been tohu and bohu and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. 1:3 God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. The mention of darkness and waters preceding the creation of heaven and earth underscores the significance of these primordial elements in shaping the universe's origin. Darkness represents the absence of light and order, while water symbolizes a boundless and unordered state. The notion that the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters signifies the divine presence initiating the act of creation, bringing order and light to the previously chaotic expanse. These stories remind us of chaos intelligence's fundamental role in the creative process. In this context, chaos is not synonymous with malevolence, but rather signifies an indeterminate and fertile ground from which all life and structure emerge. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of darkness, water, and the divine as foundational elements in the grand tapestry of existence across various mythologies and belief systems. This mysterious passage in David's Song of Deliverance, also in Psalm 18 in the Bible, mentions darkness and primordial water. Take a look at these verses. 6 In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. 7 Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. 8 There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. 9 He bowed the heavens and came down, and darkness was under his feet. 10 And he rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. 11 He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. 12 At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. 13 The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. In Psalm 18, these verses describe a powerful and awe-inspiring depiction of God's intervention and divine presence during a moment of distress. The passage begins with a plea for help and acknowledging that God heard the cry for assistance. It goes on to portray God's response as both tumultuous and majestic. The earth quakes, the foundations of the hills move, smoke and fire emanate from him, and the heavens bow down. Notably, verse 9 mentions darkness under God's feet, referencing the concept of primordial darkness or chaotic waters that precede creation. This primordial darkness is described as God's secret place, signifying a mysterious and foundational aspect of the divine. The imagery of dark waters and thick clouds alludes to the chaotic elements tamed and ordered by God's presence. Ultimately, the passage conveys that God, in his might and majesty, commands the visible world and the underlying forces of primordial chaos, bringing order and salvation to those who call upon him in times of distress. I will be very frank and say something controversial, but these verses were originally offered by women, particularly sibyls and queen mothers. When these verses were conceived, the term Lord, as we know it today, was not used in our dimension. These verses, notably referencing darkness and dark waters, can be interpreted as alluding to the universal dimension of the divine, often personified as the primordial mother. This universal dimension represents an infinite intelligence and a profound cosmic love inherent in the dark cosmos. This cosmic energy creates dimensions, galaxies, stars, and entire solar systems. In this context, darkness symbolizes primordial energy, closely related to the essence of melanin and the divine feminine principle. It embodies the nurturing and creative aspects of the cosmos, underscoring the crucial role of the feminine in the grand tapestry of existence. While this interpretation challenges traditional notions, it encourages a deeper exploration of ancient wisdom and its profound connection to the mysteries of the universe. Isaiah 45:7 states, I form the light and create darkness. The original verses then refer to the creation and destruction of universes, which was interpreted as peace and evil. This verse carries profound implications when viewed through the lens of the primordial mother and darkness as the source of creation. It suggests the concept of a deity, often associated with the divine feminine or the primordial mother, who holds the power to bring both light and darkness into existence. This duality represents the fundamental balance in the universe, where light symbolizes creation, illumination, and order, while darkness signifies the unknown, chaos, and the potential for transformation and renewal. The original verses after that referred to the creation and destruction of universes, which were interpreted as peace and evil. In a broader context, the subsequent verses referencing the creation and destruction of universes can be interpreted as cycles of existence. Creation and destruction are not merely about good and evil, but rather cosmic forces' natural ebb and flow. Just as day and night follow each other in an eternal cycle, the universe experiences periods of formation and dissolution. This perspective aligns with the idea that the primordial mother, symbolized by darkness, encompasses both aspects, nurturing the constant evolution and rebirth of all things. The references to primordial waters and darkness are also in the New Testament. In John 3:5 it states, Truly, truly, I say to you, Unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. Jesus refers to primordial waters and resonance, which is spirit, essentially, the Holy Spirit, which in our dimension has always been synonymous with the divine feminine. Remember, tohu is Hebrew for amazement, and bohu means dark void. Ruah means spirit or air. This idea may be esoteric for some of you, but it is worth researching for greater wisdom. Primordial darkness mentioned in Kemet, in the mystical realm of Kemetian cosmology, the primordial waters of Nun hold a place of profound significance. These waters are not your ordinary oceans, but rather a boundless, chaotic sea that existed before the world's creation. Picture it as a vast, formless abyss where time and order were yet to take shape. In the mystical realm of ancient Kemetian mythology, we find the universe in its infancy, submerged within the vast and turbulent cosmic ocean known as Nu. Imagine this as the initial state of existence, where chaos reigns supreme. In some renditions of this age-old tale, Mehed Weret, depicted as a divine cow with a radiant sun disk nestled between her mighty horns, takes center stage. It is from her cosmic womb that the sun itself is born, believed to have risen from the very waters of creation, giving birth to the sun god Ra in certain myth variations. The universe unfolds within the embrace of this boundless expanse of primordial waters, and at its heart emerges the enigmatic Ben, often symbolized as a pyramid-shaped mount. At this point, imagine a lotus flower gracing the Ben, and when it finally blooms, the radiant figure of Ra emerges, ushering in the dawn of creation. Ra's birth takes on various forms in different accounts. Sometimes, he springs forth directly from the mount. At the same time, in other versions, he blossoms from a lotus flower that grows upon the sacred mound, taking on the guise of a heron, falcon, scarab beetle, or even a human child. In Heliopolis, the role of creation is attributed to Adam, a deity intricately linked with Ra. Adam is believed to have existed in the watery depths of Nu, initially as a dormant and potential being. The concept of chaos in this cosmic narrative is closely tied to the notion of darkness, as evident in the term Kek, but primarily centers around the chaotic waters represented by the primary cosmic ocean, Nu. This celestial tumult is symbolically counted by the emergence of a first earthly mound, often linked with Adam, especially in Heliopolis, where he is revered as Ra-Adam. In the city of Memphis, the deity Ta plays a similar role. In the genesis of this myth, the existing ocean takes on the persona of the father of the gods, known as Nu. As we venture into the historical era, this celestial ocean, concealed beneath the earth, gives birth to the life-giving river Nile. In alternative versions of the myth, intriguing connections between the cosmic ocean and chaos come to light, adding layers of depth to this ancient cosmic narrative. Furthermore, we encounter the Ogdoad, a group of 8 primordial deities revered in the sacred city of Hermopolis. These divine entities, known collectively as the Eightfold, held a profound significance in the ancient Kemetian religious pantheon. References to the Ogdoad can be traced back to the Old Kingdom of Kemet, a time shrouded in the mists of antiquity. Even during the composition of the pyramid texts, which marked the culmination of Old Kingdom funerary literature, the Ogdoad had already started to fade into obscurity, remembered primarily by their dedicated theologians. As we navigate through the symbolic layers of the Ogdoad, it is essential to grasp the profound concepts they represent. For instance, in the context of the New Kingdom, the term fluidity is used to encapsulate the essence of flood and the life-giving waters. These primordial waters, often associated with chaos and creation, formed a backdrop against which the universe took shape. Another facet of the Ogdoad is darkness. This concept is not mere obscurity, but rather a representation of the primordial darkness that enveloped the cosmos before the emergence of light. It symbolizes the mysterious and uncharted realms predating today's structured order. Unboundedness further emphasizes these primordial waters' limitless potential and vast expanse. It hints at a state of boundless potentiality where the universe's possibilities were yet to be defined. Finally, invisibility or repose alludes to the tranquil state of inactivity or rest that characterized this primordial period. It is a moment of divine repose before the tumultuous act of creation, emphasizing the calm that preceded the cosmic symphony. The Ogdoad encapsulates the profound and mystical concepts of fluidity, darkness, unboundedness, and invisibility. They remind the ancient Kemetians of their deep reverence for the primordial waters and the chaotic forces that laid the foundation for the universe's creation. Primordial darkness mentioned in India, within the rich tapestry of Indian mythology, we encounter a profound concept that interweaves the notions of darkness, the abyss, and the primordial waters. This intricate narrative reflects typical and unique motifs, offering a glimpse into the ancient Indian perspective on the origins of the cosmos. In the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda, the universe's original state is portrayed as a realm devoid of distinctions, neither existing or non-existent, lacking air, space, and the sky above, transcending the boundaries of life and death, and untouched by the cycles of day and night. In this primal epic, one element stands paramount: the presence of water and the inherent disorderly movement it embodies. Within the waters of this eternal ocean, a vital life-giving principle emerges, catalyzed by the omnipotent force of heat. This principle, in turn, gives birth to the myriad facets of existence. Another mandala within the Rig Veda offers an alternative perspective. Here, it is proclaimed that law and truths were born from the kindled heat, signifying the inception of the surging ocean. Within the tumultuous depths of this ocean, the concept of time takes root, manifesting in the birth of a year. As it unfolds, this celestial year orchestrates the rhythmic distribution of days and nights. The Rig Veda repeatedly extols the generative potential of this ocean, characterized as multitudinous and roaring in its initial expansion, birthing creations and bestowing abundant wealth. The ocean is even personified within this intricate cosmology, with the god Varuna assuming the mantle of its divine representation. Varuna embodies a dual nature, symbolic of the destructive and unruly aspects of the ocean's waters and its benevolent and bounteous qualities, which bestow prosperity upon humanity. The cosmic ocean, forming an ever-present frame around the cosmos, distinguishes the ordered universe from the surrounding chaos. One of the most captivating myths that arises from this cosmic ocean is the churning of the ocean of milk. This narrative encapsulates the profound motif of a titanic struggle between the elemental forces of water and fire, epitomizing the eternal dance of creation and destruction that defines the cosmos in Indian mythology. Kali is often depicted as embodying primordial darkness and revered as a formidable and compassionate mother goddess. Her origins trace back to her emergence from Durga, symbolizing a transformative evolution within the Hindu pantheon. Kali's primary role is to annihilate malevolence, tirelessly safeguarding the innocent and the virtuous. Throughout history, Kali has garnered reverence from diverse devotional movements and tantric sects, each recognizing her distinct facets. She is hailed as the Divine Mother, the nurturing force behind the very fabric of the cosmos, often referred to as the principal energy or Adi Shakti. Intriguingly, Kali embodies the feminine aspect of Kala, an epithet attributed to Shiva, and thus stands as Shiva's divine consort. The homonymic relationship between Kala, signifying appointed time, and Kala, connoting blackness or darkness, gradually intertwined through popular etymology. Consequently, she is revered as Kali Mata, the Dark Mother, and sometimes simply as Kali, emphasizing her profound connection to the essence of darkness or the Black One. In this intricate tapestry of Hindu beliefs, Kali holds a multifaceted role, representing the fierce warrior against evil and the nurturing, omnipresent force underlying the universe's existence. Primordial darkness mentioned in Asia. Let us explore the concept of primordial darkness as it finds its place in the mythologies of various Asian cultures. Intriguingly, some Japanese myths feature celestial beings descending from the heavens, equipped with formidable tools like iron clubs or spears, to interact with the waters of this vast ocean. Their actions, usually involving stirring or interference, lead to a fascinating transformation: the condensation of the ocean's waters, ultimately giving birth to the earth itself. For instance, Japanese mythology tells of the islands of Japan emerging from the ocean's turbulent foam, a result of divine figures like Izanagi and Izanami mixing the waters with a sacred spear. In the mythologies of the Mongolian peoples, the wind plays a distinct role, acting as the compactor of the ocean waters. A unique milky substance forms through its influence, solidifying into the Earth's firmament. According to the Kalmyks, this milky liquid is the origin of life, giving birth to plants, animals, humans, and even deities. Interestingly, Indian mythology presents a parallel narrative with the epic churning of the ocean of milk, where divine forces come together to churn the cosmic sea, yielding remarkable creations and insights into the interconnectedness of the cosmos. These diverse mythologies collectively highlight the profound symbolism of primordial waters and their transformative power in the world's inception. Battles against primordial chaos, the divine feminine. The theme of cosmic battles against primordial chaos, often symbolized as the divine feminine, is prevalent in various cultural mythologies. A recurring motif in these narratives is the cosmogonic struggle featuring a serpent or dragon, which symbolizes the suppression of water chaos. This serpent, present in most mythologies, is closely associated with water and frequently plays the role of its captor. Its menace lies in the potential to bring about catastrophic floods or debilitating droughts, thus disrupting the delicate equilibrium and measure of water, the essence of cosmic order. In these mythologies, the cosmos is intricately linked with notions of order and measure. Consequently, chaos is viewed as a profound violation of this cosmic harmony, often represented by the serpent's disruptive actions. These tales of conflict and combat symbolize the eternal struggle to maintain order in chaos. For instance, in Egyptian mythology, the deity Ra'edum engages in a relentless battle against the subterranean serpent. In contrast, Indian mythology tells of Indra's epic confrontation with Vritra, who assumes the form of a serpent. In Mesopotamia, deities like Enki, Ninurta, or Inanna contend with the formidable entity Kur, ruler of the underworld. Similarly, in Iranian mythology, Tishtri, associated with the star Sirius, wages a fierce battle against the deva Poshi. Notably, these entities Apop, Vritra, Kur, and Aposhi symbolically represent forces that seek to restrain the cosmic waters. In the Babylonian mythos, Enlil and later Marduk confront the primordial entity Tiamat, the consort of Apsu, personifying the dark and chaotic waters. Tiamat, manifesting as a formidable dragon, embodies the very essence of chaos. Significantly, hints within the Bible allude to the divine struggle against a dragon or a mystical fish, symbolic representations of water chaos often referred to as Rahab, Tehom, or Leviathan. In Chinese mythology, the heroic figure Yu the Great embarks on a monumental struggle against the cosmic flood, culminating in defeating the treacherous guardian of the waters, Gengen, and his enigmatic ally, the nine-headed Xiangliu. These cosmogonic battles can be interpreted as symbolic struggles to suppress the divine feminine and reverse the fundamental laws of electromagnetism. In this context, it is essential to recognize that the divine feminine represents the primordial darkness from which the divine masculine emerged. These ancient mythological battles can be viewed as allegorical narratives in which the divine masculine, often personified as a heroic deity, engages in a relentless struggle against the divine feminine, symbolized as a formidable serpent or dragon. At the heart of these narratives lies a profound and complex symbolism that speaks to humanity's deep-seated archetypal understanding of the interplay between these cosmic forces. The divine feminine, often associated with darkness and the primordial waters, embodies the source of creation and the nurturing essence from which all life springs. It is the womb of the universe, representing the electromagnetic forces that govern the cosmos, forces that are fundamentally feminine in their nature, as they involve attraction, receptivity, and the weaving of subtle energies. Conversely, the divine masculine, portrayed as heroic in these myths, seeks to assert dominance and control over this primordial chaos. These narratives can be seen as symbolic of an ancient patriarchal desire to suppress the divine feminine and disrupt the harmonious laws of electromagnetism. Essentially, they depict an attempt to reverse the natural order by subduing the source of creation and life. This cosmic struggle between the divine masculine and divine feminine represents a profound metaphysical concept, an eternal dance between complementary forces that, when in balance, sustain the universe. It reflects a struggle for dominance over these fundamental energies, often driven by a desire to assert control and power. However, it is important to note that these narratives are not mere celebrations of conflict or subjugation. They carry more profound layers of meaning, pointing towards the need for balance and harmony between these cosmic principles. The battle symbolizes the eternal tension between these forces, highlighting the necessity of their coexistence and cooperation for the continued existence and evolution of the cosmos. These mythological battles serve as metaphorical reflections of humanity's ongoing quest to understand, navigate, and harmonize the interplay between the divine masculine and the divine feminine and the profound electromagnetic forces that govern our universe. Primordial darkness in a scientific sense. In contemporary cosmology and physics, dark matter and dark energy are profound and mysterious concepts that challenge our understanding of the universe. Dark matter, although unseen and undetectable by conventional means, is believed to make up a significant portion of the universe's mass. It exerts gravitational forces, influencing the motion of galaxies and galaxy clusters. However, it does not interact with electromagnetic forces like ordinary matter, which renders it dark in the sense of being invisible to our telescopes and detectors. Dark energy, on the other hand, is even more enigmatic. It is thought to be responsible for the observed accelerated expansion of the universe. Unlike dark matter, dark energy is not associated with mass or gravity. Instead, it appears to be a property of space itself, causing the fabric of the universe to expand at an ever-increasing rate. Now, let's connect these concepts to the idea of primordial darkness. In a metaphorical sense, primordial darkness can be likened to the mysterious cosmic backdrop from which the universe emerged. It represents the unknown and uncharted realm before the birth of stars, galaxies, and cosmic structures. This primordial darkness contains the latent potential for all that is to come, much like the unseen dark matter and dark energy that dominate our universe. We can draw a compelling parallel between dark energy and the concept of primordial energy as the wellspring of creation. Dark energy, known for its mysterious ability to drive the universe's accelerated expansion, can be envisioned as the ultimate manifestation of raw potential energy. The cosmic force propels galaxies and stretches the fabric of space, akin to the creative impulse that birthed the universe from the primordial darkness. In this sense, dark energy becomes synonymous with creation energy, a force of immeasurable power that gives rise to new cosmic structures and possibilities. Just as primordial energy represents the latent potential of the universe before its birth, dark energy fuels the ongoing cosmic evolution, shaping the destiny of galaxies and celestial realms. Though explored through different lenses, primordial and scientific, these concepts resonate with the idea that our universe is driven by a fundamental force of creation and expansion, forever linked to the timeless darkness from which it emerged. Intriguingly, there is a symbolic parallel between primordial darkness and melanin, the pigment responsible for skin coloration, hair, and eyes in living organisms. Melanin is often referred to as nature's darkness due to its ability to absorb light and protect living tissues from the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation. In this context, melanin can be seen as a biological manifestation of the cosmic principle of darkness. Melanin's role in biology extends beyond its protective function. It plays a vital role in the pineal gland, often called the third eye, which regulates circadian rhythms and produces the hormone melatonin. Melatonin, in turn, is associated with various physiological and even mystical processes, deepening the connection between melanin, darkness, and the unseen aspects of reality. In summary, the scientific concepts of dark matter and dark energy echo the mysterious qualities of primordial darkness from which the universe emerged. These cosmic phenomena challenge our understanding of the universe's composition and expansion, much like primordial darkness challenges our comprehension of the cosmic origins. Melanin, a biological pigment with deep connections to light absorption and the pineal gland, adds a fascinating layer to the metaphorical and symbolic associations with primordial darkness, bridging science and spirituality. Chaos intelligence realm of the primordial mother. Chaos intelligence embodies the essence of a primordial mother. It is like her personality, the very core that defines her. Within chaos intelligence, you will find a mix of vital elements: entropy, consciousness, dark energy, and melanin. These elements are like building blocks, forming the intricate fabric of chaos intelligence, each playing a crucial role in shaping the nature of the universe. Think of primordial darkness as a starting point. It births some fundamental things like consciousness, resonance, electromagnetism, and the forces that hold the universe together. Now, chaos intelligence. It is like this cosmic puzzle. It is the dark energy that sparks consciousness in the universe. Imagine it as the umph that kicks off everything, creating order from what seems like a big mess. It is a creator and a destroyer, yet it is what gives birth to our thoughts and the forces governing the universe. So, while scientists usually talk about 4 fundamental forces, I say there is a 5th one called resonance. It is not something everyone's picked up on yet, but it is hinted at in some recent scientific chatter. Chaos intelligence is not the same as consciousness, though. Think of it as this mix of consciousness, entropy, a natural tendency toward disorder, dark energy, and melanin. Dark energy, constituting a vast proportion of the cosmos, stretches the cosmic fabric and catalyzes universal expansion. Envision chaos intelligence as an intricate tapestry, a synthesis of consciousness and elements. Dark energy exists within its realm, contributing to its intrinsic entropy. Cloaked in a feminine essence, chaos intelligence symbolizes randomness that begets universal order and law. In the cosmic symphony, it is the conduit through which galaxies, solar systems, planets, and life forms emerge under the tutelage of universal laws that transcend dimensional boundaries. These laws, as relayed by Tehuti, epitomize the universe's mental fabric, its essence encapsulated in the age-old dictum. All is mental. Delve deeper, and one encounters realms beyond comprehension, dimensions awaiting humanity's readiness, delicately guarded to prevent the misinterpretation of Tehuti's teachings. Chaos intelligence is this blend of things that guide the universe, including this sense of disorder that surprisingly brings order. This cosmic dance births galaxies, planets, and life under these fundamental rules so vital that they are like the universe's building blocks. In simple terms, chaos intelligence is this mix of randomness and universal laws. It's like the universe's way of balancing chaos and order, ensuring things are not too crazy. Entropy, part of chaos intelligence, is like the universe's trend toward becoming a bit messier. It is all about this balance between chaos and order, mystery and the unknown, a bit like how things can be wild and crazy but still fit together. Consciousness plays a pivotal role in orchestrating the order within the universe. It is the commanding force behind cosmic operations, establishing structure and organization on a grand scale. Within the cosmic tapestry, consciousness is not confined to singular human experience, but extends as an intrinsic thread woven through the fabric of existence. The symphony resonates across dimensions, transcending mere sentience and reaching into the essence of a primordial mother, the cosmic womb birthing galaxies, stars, and all life. Consciousness is not limited to sentient beings. It pulsates as an inherent quality, an innate vibration echoing through the fundamental elements of creation. This awareness courses through melanin, a conductor of biological impulses and a sentinel regulating cosmic radiation and energy. As perceived by cosmic forces, consciousness is not merely an emergent property of organisms, but an integral element in the orchestration of the cosmic dance. It shapes, influences, and perhaps even predates the formation of the universe itself, a tapestry where every atom, celestial body, and cosmic force participates in a grand narrative. Melanin, on the other hand, goes beyond its role as a catalyst for high-level self-awareness. Its multifaceted nature includes regulatory functions over radiation within the universe. You would be surprised to know that melanin is a shield against radiation, a quality also seen on Earth. Additionally, melanin offers protective attributes in electromagnetism and electronics, causing peculiar disturbances in satellite operations. Recent articles discussing the sudden shutdown of Earth satellites hint at the influence of melanin, portraying it as an intelligence governing electromagnetic activities. This extraordinary element, melanin, could be likened to a conductor or a transducer, significantly influencing and managing radiation while safeguarding against electronic interference, an essential constituent in the enigmatic realm of chaos intelligence. A transducer refers to a device or mechanism that converts one form of energy into another. It acts as a conduit or an intermediary, transforming energy from one state to another. In the context of melanin, envision a transducer as a sophisticated entity adept at converting and modulating various forms of energy. Melanin, known for its multifaceted role, exhibits transducer-like qualities within the cosmic fabric. Beyond its function as a pigment responsible for skin coloration, melanin displays remarkable conductive and transformative capabilities. It acts as a medium for converting and regulating different forms of energy within and beyond the body. Much like a transducer seamlessly converts energy from one form to another, melanin demonstrates a similar propensity within biological and cosmic realms. It functions as a conductor, adept at manipulating and controlling various energy forms, including electromagnetic radiation and possibly even cosmic energies that permeate the universe. This complex interaction of energy modulation aligns with melanin's intricate and versatile role, akin to a transducer, within the cosmic tapestry of existence. Melanin's intricate role encompasses regulating radiation and electronic devices, suggesting a degree of self-awareness and intelligence intrinsic to its essence. This element's fusion power mirrors its nuclear properties, distinguishing it from consciousness, an aspect that has drawn the attention of military pursuits aiming to harness its potential for nuclear purposes. Hence, discerning the distinctions between consciousness and melanin is imperative in understanding their unique roles in the cosmic dance of creation. Then we have the dark energy, the negative pressure filling the universe and stretching the fabric of spacetime. It drives cosmic objects apart at an increasingly rapid rate rather than drawing them together as gravity does. That is this negative pressure. So this is what the Black woman has access to the divine feminine. The Black woman is the first being on the planet. And so, we are building in the dark, and that gives rise to our randomness. We have these elements because you are random as hell, in the dark, in the universe. We have our melanin, we have entropy, We have dark energy, we have consciousness, and we have to build. We have the divine feminine and the intuitive aspect. The prime conscious, what you call subconscious, we call the prime conscious. And so, we are building, and through that intelligence, we end up with this genius-level creation of universes, galaxies, and solar systems. It is the consciousness behind the mind. And that is why I kept saying there is a level above the mental. This is the information that was not given out on Earth. That space, believe it or not, this dark energy is inherently intuitive. It is chaos. And so, I create order out of chaos for birthing creativity in a variety of dimensions. Various levels of consciousness, multitudes of archetypes, multitudes of aggregates, a multitude of egregores, multitudes of gods, multitudes of planets, multitudes of solar systems, of galaxies, of universes, extraterrestrials, etc. That is what order out of chaos means. That is the true definition of what chaos intelligence means. That is all it meant. This is the original teaching of the ancient order of Kali, which is now the Nakhti Queen Mothership order on the Earth dimension. Furthermore, dark energy is the creative powerhouse, enabling transformations and transitions between various states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. This inherent ability to potentiate change attributes dark energy to the concoction of chaos intelligence. The chaos intelligence dimension is the realm responsible for creating galaxies, universes, solar systems, planets, stars, species, IPUs, chias, and thought forms, all governed by the divine feminine. The governance of the chaos intelligence realm is led by the primordial mother, the great mother, and the chief architect, who established universal laws for galaxies and solar systems, while the divine feminine oversees the chaos intelligence realm's governance. This can be likened to a queen mothership governance structure. Despite the governance being predominantly divine feminine, there are males within that dimension who also become chaos intelligence beings, like male beings analogous to Tehuti or Yeshua, or adjutants from the Hindu pantheon, such as Hanuman or Shiva. These ancient archetypes govern the highest echelons of that realm, predominantly represented by female species. Government and governance differ significantly. The word government literally means controlling the mind and governing mental space. However, our dimension focuses more on governance rather than control, which marks a significant distinction. The elevation of someone to a chaos intelligence being of 1000 Hz represents the zenith of enlightenment and God consciousness. Becoming a chaos intelligence being is not contingent upon history, actions, race, or gender, but solely upon frequency. Handling the energy from the chaos intelligence dimension requires a specific frequency. Promotions to becoming a chaos intelligence being come from the primordial mother after receiving recommendations from all of the following: the Order of Kali, the Order of Tehuti, the Council of 99, the presiding chief architect, and Great Mother, if the last two positions are occupied, in which new programming, codes, and upgrades are encoded in the DNA. Mala understanding of chaos intelligence, the enigmatic essence of the divine feminine, the force behind the chaos intelligence dimension, forms the prime conscious realm that births the 5 governing forces of the universe. Understanding the highest rank of chaos intelligence is an enigma to the male species because the divine feminine created them. While this knowledge is not intentionally kept from them, comprehending the essence of the chaos intelligence realm, its ingredients, and its highest levels remains elusive to males. This is not due to concealment, but rather their origin from the divine feminine. Despite attempts to reverse this truth, interdimensional beings and angels continue to challenge the primordial mother and great mother due to perceived grievances about their ascendancy within the divine realm. However, free will diminishes at the highest echelons of the chaos intelligence realm's governance because the top 2 positions in the governance merge with and talk directly to God, the primordial mother. Chaos intelligence governance structure. We will now delve into the governance structure. Historically and contemporarily, the primordial mother, the great mother, the chief architect, the counter of 99, and the Order of Kali and Tehuti have been instrumental in governing the operations within the chaos intelligence dimension. The primordial mother embodies a force akin to the Holy Spirit, bestowing her spirit to all. This being is who humans refer to as Father God. She embodies a creative force. Conversely, the Great Mother and Chief Architect are octaves of the Primordial Mother and merge with her and are promoted by her to those positions. These can be any species from any galaxy, including humans. These are godly archetypes derived from the Primordial Mother but capable of manifestations in various forms and dimensions. The Great Mother descended to physical flesh for the Atlanteans and was called the first Grand Mother. She shared her spirit with all the Atlanteans, and to this day, the Atlanteans refer to her as the Holy Spirit. They confused her with the Primordial Mother. Within the Chaos Intelligence dimension, the higher-ranking entities are responsible for creating, destroying, and manipulating universes, planets, and stars, traversing dimensions, and managing intelligence reports. Their roles in overseeing the expansive galactic systems necessitate receiving an additional infusion of energy from the Primordial Mother. Qualification for roles in the Council of 99, the Subcommittee, the Order of Kali, the Order of Tehuti, or the Dragon Riders demands a high level of governance. As members of this Queen Mothership governance, individuals must exhibit extraordinary maturity. Females, in particular, typically show a nurturing yet profoundly sagacious nature. They possess an exceptional understanding of intricate concepts, uphold fairness, maintain ethical standards, advocate for justice, and prioritize the liberation and evolution of consciousness. Respecting hierarchy, displaying general respect, and offering space for personal growth and evolution are inherent beliefs within this governance framework. Women occupying roles akin to the Great Mother, Chief Architect, or Queen Mothers within the Council of 99, Subcommittee, or Order of Kali are esteemed for their intelligence, fairness, and unconditional love, regardless of species or gender. In the framework of the Queen Mothership governance overseeing the Chaos Intelligence dimension, we encounter three key entities. The Primordial Mother, analogous to the Holy Spirit, is the creator deity, often equated with what is referenced as the Father God or Creator God. After that, there is the Great Mother, a potent divine entity with a significant role in the Chaos Intelligence dimension, and the Chief Architect, a figure blending military strategy, scientific acumen, and compassion, also holding the status of a deity, responsible for pivotal functions in this domain. Directly connected to the Creator God, the Great Mother and Chief Architect receive directives from the Primordial Mother. Further within this governance structure is the Queen Mother Council, composed entirely of goddesses, functioning as the Council of 99. Operating alongside them is the Subcommittee, serving as a conduit for information dissemination from the Council of 99. Also integral is the Order of Kali, comprising both males and females, formerly known as My Order, now termed the Nakhti Queen Mothership on Earth. Although identified as the Order of Kali, it was more of an esteemed society than a secret organization. The knowledge within was never kept hidden but demanded significant experiential insight to comprehend fully. Information was readily available, but comprehending it required attaining higher echelons within the Order of Kali. After that, there is the Order of Tehuti and the Dragon Riders. I already talked about the Order of Tehuti, so that I will detail the Dragon Riders. The Dragon Riders are advanced descended masters with a higher rank than the angels and egregores within this celestial hierarchy. Their domain involves traversing diverse dimensions, often comprising high-level prophets, priestesses, and ascended masters, among numerous others. Notably, figures like Yeshua, Jesus, belong to this group, as well as the Order of Kali. Humans will undoubtedly see anybody who descended from Dragon Riders as a god. The Dragon Riders created the Atlanteans and many of the melanated tribes on planet Earth. Not all of them, though. This is where the Hebrew bloodline comes from. Many Dragon Riders see themselves as Atlanteans simultaneously. Not every species is a descendant of a Dragon Rider, and there is nothing wrong with that because there are stars in the galaxy with species that can create their own bloodlines. For instance, Sirius and Pleiadians also created species that are on planet Earth. Before the fight broke out, some fallen angels were initially in the Dragon Riders. When they came to planet Earth, they intermixed their blood with human DNA, a phenomenon extending beyond the creation of Nephilim. Some melanated Jews are the descendants of certain fallen angels who intertwined their bloodlines with Earthlings. Notably, select Dragon Riders arrived after these fallen angels, imparting messages, initiating religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Judaism, and influencing various schools of thought, including certain African traditional religions, ATRs, and voodoo. These influential beings were descendants of Dragon Riders from our dimension. Following the Order of Dragon Riders, we encounter the adjutants of our military and, subsequently, our Galactic Intelligence Agency, GIA. The GIA operates as a high-level intelligence agency, marked by its impartiality and integrity. Functioning as a species-centric agency, It diligently monitors frequencies across the universe, an archetype or dimension comparable to satellite monitoring. Interestingly, Saturn is a significant component of the GIA, acting as a substantial satellite for Earth and dimensions beyond our current knowledge. After this stage, there are additional military branches, leading to the emergence of our egregores and the Tao learning hubs, akin to Boodle ends and dimensions for educational purposes. This scriptural notion, in my Father's house, there are many mansions, cited by Yeshua and Tehuti, resonates here as an allegory for the diverse dimensions of consciousness within the realm of chaos intelligence. This dimension houses an extensive array of consciousness dimensions or heavens, often likened to these mansions. The teachings of the Buddha echo similar sentiments, elucidating the concept of ideal parallel universes, IPUs, schools of thought, all philosophies and religions, Buddha ends and mansions are IPUs. Following that tire, we encounter our babies, which comprise angels and some fairies. While humans may perceive these male and female angels as considerably advanced, within the governance of the chaos intelligence realm, they are regarded as children. This perception caused a rift, leading to the fallen angels' fallout due to their disrespect toward the Great Mother. Lucifer's reluctance to follow proper procedures for promotion or handle the requisite frequency sparked his discontent, which was shared by others in their rebellion. Consequently, they were sent to Earth to exercise free will but were expected to adhere to universal laws. At the angelic level, the expansion of the divine feminine becomes evident in its various essences. While higher within the chaos intelligence hierarchy, one may encounter matronly, methodical, and mysterious women closer to the divine feminine's core. However, at the angelic level, the divine feminine manifests in its entirety a spectrum of sacred women, from those embodying daintiness to those harnessing energy with their beauty. This level presents diverse female archetypes, including the tomboyish female. Here, individuals enjoy substantial freedom, allowing them to choose their path. For those aspiring to governance or priesthood roles, progression involves traversing the ranks from becoming a dragon rider to advancing through the order of Tehuti or Kali, then the subcommittee, followed by the Council of 99. Ultimately, gaining promotion by God results in elevation to the roles of Chief Architect or Great Mother, requiring multiple interdimensional missions over lifetimes, indicating highly ancient souls. Participation in governance is not compulsory but encouraged. One might study under the tutelage of a dragon rider or within the Order of Kali, now known as the Queen Mothership in this dimension. Yet, the decision to accept such a position is entirely personal. Reiterating the critical point, the indifference of melanated, black, male species towards matriarchal governance within that dimension remains prevalent. It is akin to having your great-great-grandmother make all the decisions while affording yourself the liberty to do as you please. Remember, angels in our dimension are seen as children by the Primordial Mother, the Great Mother, the Chief Architect, the Council of 99, the Order of Kali, and the Order of Tehuti. The Dragon Riders see them more as younger brothers and sisters, some even as equals. At the advanced echelons, the authority extends to creating and dismantling dimensions, even overseeing galaxies. Males, undoubtedly, possess the capability for such endeavors. This capacity is accessed upon reaching the Order of Kali, the Order of Tehuti, Dragon Riders, or the GIA. However, at its apex, this governance primarily aligns with the divine feminine. This eternal essence has remained predominantly feminine. Hence, it clarifies the rift observed in the original group's descent when they descended, resulting in their expulsion, commonly called fallen angels. Their discontent arose from the perception of delayed promotion. The fallen angels attempted to forge their own systems on Earth, striving to replicate the workings of our realm, yet lacked the requisite experience, wisdom, and knowledge to orchestrate such complex configurations successfully. Consequently, Earth now bears the imprint of their endeavors, an attempt to emulate the organization of the chaos intelligence realm, particularly the Order of Kali. However, their emulation fell short in various aspects due to their premature departure, missing the opportunity to assimilate this vast knowledge and wisdom through the proper processes. Had they remained and undergone the necessary progression, they would have gradually acquired this knowledge, elevating their consciousness and capacity to manage immense power, electromagnetism, and radiation. Their contribution to humanity and Earth's development could have been far more significant. Notably, besides the fallen angels, Earth suffered invasion by distinct species and endured the consequences of the fallen angels' genetic experiments, generating further disruptive energies like the homunculus deities. Such manipulations without proper authorization exacerbated the detriment of human evolution. Nonetheless, it is crucial to grasp that the primordial mother embodies the dark cosmic womb, birthing galaxies and solar systems from the essence of primordial darkness. Reflecting on my body of work over the past 3 years, I have realized that the information I have shared, albeit unknowingly, may have been perceived as esoteric, reserved for the initiated few. I did not intend to withhold or conceal. It was simply an outpouring of knowledge and insights from God through quantum entanglement. Zero and infinity are the same thing in God's eye. Zero and infinity, intriguingly, are synonymous in the universe's perspective. However, explaining how zero encompasses nothingness and infinity can be perplexing, especially within the framework of thermodynamics, where the law asserts that the entropy of an isolated system cannot decrease over time. The realization that it could only reach zero if the processes were irreversible is the crux. Yet, not all processes in the universe coalesce to achieve that state. Hence, zero equates to infinity in the universe's perception, a notion challenging for human comprehension. Zero and infinity are profound concepts that permeate various disciplines, transcending mere numerical values. Initially absent in ancient numeral systems, zero evolved as a crucial mathematical placeholder, fostering intricate arithmetic in scientific paradigms. It denotes absence, emptiness, or a null state in mathematics. However, its significance extends far beyond mere numerical absence. Zero serves as a linchpin in calculus, aiding in understanding limits, derivatives, and infinite series. Its role in physics, especially in thermodynamics, pertains to the absence of energy or the lowest state of entropy in a system. Infinity, on the other hand, represents boundlessness, endlessness, and the unquantifiable. In mathematics, it is an abstract notion beyond any finite number, encompassing endlessness in space, time, or quantity. The concept appears in calculus when discussing limits or unbounded sequences and series. In physics, it emerges in contexts like the singularity of black holes or the infinite expanse of the universe. These concepts, seemingly opposite, intertwine in intriguing ways. In specific mathematical contexts, the division by zero leads to infinite results. In calculus, infinitesimally small quantities, approaching zero, yield infinite values in some calculations. Philosophically, they challenge conventional comprehension, as zero suggests absence amidst existence, while infinity implies boundlessness. The conventional human understanding of zero often pertains to its representation as absence or nothingness. However, within the cosmic lens, zero transcends mere emptiness. It embodies the vast expanse of infinity. I am preparing a comprehensive breakdown of this concept soon, as it delves into profound layers that differentiate it from our current discourse on chaos intelligence.
Are you ready for a mesmerizing linguistic journey? Step into the enchanting world of Tut language. an invaluable part of Black American heritage. Delve deep into this unique language where every word resonates with the rhythm of a resilient culture. Explore thoughtfully designed lessons that unravel the linguistic intricacies of Tut, from pronunciation variations to regional influences. Engage in interactive language games like word matching and pronunciation challenges that will deepen your understanding and sharpen your skills. Dive into live Tut bingo, historical and cultural role-play scenarios, and weekly open mic sessions featuring Tut music and poetry. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to celebrate culture and embrace language. Enroll now and start your Tut language adventure. Enroll now and receive 3 free Tut language books, thoughtfully created by colleague J.N.S. It's an invaluable addition to your learning experience.